Welcome to the Tennis Warehouse racket review of the Wilson Clash 100 Pro V2. Why change a good thing? Like the previous version, this racket features a uniquely flexible feel for modern players craving power and spin. With small tweaks for this update, the racket still offers impressive targeting but now comes with an extra cross string with its 16x20 string pattern. And with added reinforcement, the racket feels more solid and responsive. Heavier than the Clash 100, this racket offers spin, speed, power, and comfort without having to sacrifice feel. Sometimes we all just need a racket that makes tennis a little bit easier and a lot more fun, and this racket is that for me. Similar to what I said with the original version of this racket, playing tennis with this one is really fun because the ball seems to find its way into the court no matter what I was doing out there. I found a very similar feel with this version compared to the last one. The ball pockets really nicely. It sinks into that string bed and then spits right out. I found good access to spin. Didn't really notice a ton of change despite this being a 16x20 compared to the original having that 16x19. This was a really fun racket for me to teach with as well, depending on playing with different levels of players. It's very versatile and easy for me to just kind of manipulate and get going where I want it to go. And I would put this in a guilty pleasure category, mainly because it's one of those rackets that you don't have to work hard to get it to do what you want it to do. So I tend to gravitate towards very demanding rackets, and this one is quite the opposite. So big sweet spot, really fun to swing. And if you like the original one, this one's gonna be just as good, if not a little bit better, a little bit more controlled.
Pretty excited to talk about Wilson's new update to the Clash 100 Pro, the version 2. I like these rackets. The first version, the first iterations of the 100, the 98, and the 100 Tour, they were just easy to play with rackets. This one definitely gets put in that same category of just very easy, fun to play with. 310 grams for a frame weight is right in my sweet spot wheelhouse, and compared to say like the Chapo racket, the V-Core 95, this one's extremely easy to swing. I am challenged with that racket even though they weigh the same. So in terms of a change from the prior model, I really thought the update, and I agree it was a slight one, but I think tennis players are pretty good at noticing little differences. It feels a little firmer. So like I spoke about the 100, a lot of players in my age bracket and maybe any age bracket really want comfort and power. I don't want to really have a trade-off. And I felt like the last frame, there was a lot of comfort, but I didn't get the put-away power. The layup of graphite does feel a little firmer, so it's not like pure drive stiff or anything like that, but I definitely feel along with the 310 grams, I'm getting that extra put-away power. Spin, easy to access, top spin. I was able to keep my backhand slice very low. My favorite shot to hit with this was probably just like with the Clash 100, my forehand on the run, whether or not it was inside out, down the line, or cross court. Overall, just a great addition to the 310 gram frame class. Great play test.
Much like I found with the previous version of the Clash rackets, this one's super plush, very, very dampened feel. You can really get a sense of the frame breathing and flexing as you hit the ball and working with you to try and pocket that ball and then spit it out with a lot of easy depth, easy spin. I hit a really loopy ball with this one, so it was really fun to just rally from the backcourt with it. I did feel like I was losing where the ball was on the string bed a little bit. Even with the denser string pattern, I still want a bit more of a connected feel, like something I would get out of a blade or something like that. But way more easy power and easy spin out of this racket. Up at net was very easy to put the ball away again. So I'm saying easy a lot because this racket really is very forgiving. And I found when I was volleying, I could just punch it deep or I could drop it short at will, pretty much. Good pace on my serves and good spin. I didn't feel like I was hitting a super heavy serve with this racket, and I found if I hit towards my opponent's strike zone, the ball was coming back with a bit of interest on it. But when I got it out of their reach, I made them move to the ball. I had enough pace on it to get it away from them or force a return error in those situations. So subtle update for me, denser string pattern, but not a huge change. If you like the previous one, I think you'll enjoy this one.
I'll start by echoing the rest of the team. Though it's a new 16x20 string pattern this time around, it was a very similar feel as far as access to spin. I found a pretty high launch angle and a very maneuverable frame in this Clash Pro version 2. From the baseline, There were times that I struggled to find consistent depth, and I think that was in part due to how muted the racket feels. If I mishit or hit outside the sweet spot, I did struggle to adjust during the next point. That being said, it's super comfortable on the arm, something I could rally with very easily. And then moving up to net, again, I didn't have the most success with my touch volleys. I was looking to just drive the ball deep or during doubles play right at the feet of my opponent. And then serving, I took a little bit of pace off the first serve, and this is where I actually felt the most control with this racket. So a little bit of pace off, and then look to place the ball in the first serve, keep my first serve percentage high, and then attack the return as much as I could. So overall, good play test, maybe not the perfect pairing for me.
We play tested this racket with several different strength setups, but our favorite was Luxilon ALU Power at 53 pounds. To learn more about this racket and many others, please visit us at Tennis Warehouse, Tennis Warehouse Europe, or Tennis Only.